Hi, thank you so much for joining me for this Freedom and Abundance webinar. It's been really fun to get this together for you. I really wanted to talk to you about why I believe in the Young Living business. But before we get started, I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Asher, and I am a platinum leader with Young Living. I actually started using Young Living products when I was living in Uganda, Africa in 2016. I was starting a nonprofit called Soul Hope, and I lived there for about 6 years with my family, getting all of that up and running. And it was during that time that I actually started to find the freedom and abundance in Young Living products and in the business side. So currently I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and I absolutely love black coffee, houseplants, and of course the ocean. I grew up a Navy brat, and so I would probably contribute my love for nature and the ocean to that. So I just wanted to kind of get going with something that I feel like is a myth. Let's talk about MLMs. So many of us grow up with a negative mindset about multi-level marketing companies, also known as MLMs. Sometimes MLMs are also called network marketing. After learning more about Young Living, I actually prefer to use this term because I've realized in this business, it's all about who you know or who your friends or followers know. With multi-level marketing companies, we may hear things like they're pyramid schemes, which are actually illegal, or they just make the rich get richer. Or people will say, if you didn't get in early, you'll never be able to make real money in a multi-level marketing company. I don't know about other MLMs as I only have experience with Young Living, so I'll only be talking about Young Living as a multi-level marketing company. But I wanted to tell you that it doesn't matter with Young Living when you get started or when you did start. There is still space for you at the table. I have several people on my team who have actually surpassed me in rank and are making way more money than I am. How cool is that? This is a company where you have to think we, not just me, if you want to be successful. We have a culture of not competition, but encouraging and building each other up. Let me share with you my story about how I started getting paid just through sharing. I got a starter kit in 2014. However, I didn't actually start using it until 2016. I was living in Uganda, and at the time I was a single mom to 6 kids, and I was sick all the time. And if I wasn't sick, my kids were sick. My friend who I got my starter kit through, she asked if I'd been using my oils, and I admitted how overwhelmed by them I was. So she started helping me with one scenario at a time. She gave me some great educational resources. And as I started using my starter kit, I was floored. Unless someone came down with malaria, our family was able to support our bodies with the oils that we had at home. I was so amazed. I started telling my friends. I gathered my community in my home and I told them about my starter kit. We made DIY roller balls for tummy issues and sprays for insect repellents, and everyone loved how well the products worked. The amazing thing about having a Young Living business is it's as big as you want or as small as you want it to be. This can be something that you do on the side. This can be something that pays for your oils or other Young Living products like baby products, supplements, makeup, household products. Or this could be your full or part-time job. In case you're wondering why network marketing, well, let me tell you. So network marketing is an amazing way to create a small business. Have you ever thought about how often you shop at Target and find something that you love? You tell your friends about it and then they go out and buy it for themselves. You have just been a network marketer for Target, only they don't thank you with cash money. With a network marketing company, when you share about something you love, they appreciate you by giving you money back. If you are ashamed of network marketing, I encourage you to educate yourself on the longevity of Young Living and the pricelessness of residual income. What is residual income, you ask? Residual income is income that keeps coming in, regardless of how many hours that you may have put in that month. Because of the hard work or smart financial decisions you've made in the past, residual income is when you continue to get paid after the work is done. It's hard to create residual income outside of network marketing. So some other forms of residual income are real estate. If you want to live off of real estate, you have to invest a lot of money in it if you want to find financial freedom in it. Investments such as stocks and mutual funds, again, great ways to create residual income. But you either need many, many years of adding little bits of money, or you need lots of money up front to create financial freedom quickly. Insurance sales creates residual income. Basically, anything where someone is purchasing something every single month. All of these things I've mentioned require pretty large investments to get started. With Young Living, once your team is large enough and you have a certain amount of people on Subscribe to Save, you have new people signing up and buying things and placing one-time orders, you will have residual income with Young Living. This part might seem daunting to you because you might be thinking, I don't know that many people. I hear you. Guys, I started my business living in a tiny town in Africa where we had to literally wait months to get the products that we had bought online. I only had a small community of missionaries and expats that were around me that were even interested in these products. This isn't just about who you know, it's also about who your friends know and who your friends' friends know. Here's an example of residual income. Let's say you have $2,000 a month coming in residually and you need to take time off. Guess what? Your paycheck, it still comes in. That has value because time is truly money. It is the only commodity that we can't get back. Since having my Young Living business for the last 5 years, I've had 2 babies. I've made a transcontinental move. I made another move within the United States. And during that time, I was able to be very flexible with when and how I worked. And I still got a paycheck. Just to give you a little comparison, if you want to recreate $2,000 in residual income elsewhere, you will need to have $400,000 invested in an investment account earning 6%. You may be thinking it's only $2,000, but the great thing about having a Young Living business is you can create as much or as little residual income as you want. To start off, you do have to put in the hard work. This isn't a get rich quick scheme, but the opportunity for residual income can literally change your life. Residual income creates time freedom. You do not succeed in this business unless you're helping others succeed in this business. Everyone works from the bottom to the top. For example, in a school, the janitor will never make more than the principal, no matter how hard he works. In this business, anyone can pass up another person in rank and in payment. Another thing that I absolutely love about this business is the more that you help your team, the more you succeed. This business is others focused, which I absolutely love. Who wants to make a lot of money and be inwardly focused? Not me. Here are some really cool things that have been said about Young Living. Young Living has received the highest possible rating from the Better Business Bureau. To be an A+ rating, a business must go through a stringent screening process and prove that it meets the standards set out by the BBB. We are proud to receive this prestigious honor that affirms our uncompromising commitment to members. Then Forbes said, joining an MLM is a great plan for retirement. You can't put a price tag on time. Like I said before, time is the most important commodity that we will never get back. Freedom for your family, freedom to grow the life that you want, to do the things that you love, not just work for the money. I've had to switch my vision and my thinking for the long term, and I want to encourage you to do this also. Instead of thinking, when I'm 65, when I have enough in savings, when I retire, usually it takes about 40 years of working to get to a place where somebody can retire. With whatever you're doing right now, whether you love it or you hate it, what will your income be with that company 10 years from now? The reality is, in 10 years of sharing and being consistent with Young Living, you will absolutely have a business bringing in amazing residual income. The only way you won't get to the top in this business is if you refuse to do the personal growth and you throw in the towel. No one said that this was an overnight business. Who said that time freedom is not worth fighting for? Even if it takes 5 or 7 years, that time freedom that you're working towards is worth it. When you have a family issue that you need to tend to, or a move to make, or a sick loved one to take care of, how good will it feel knowing that you don't have to ask for time off? Your leave days aren't being counted, and you have a steady paycheck coming into your bank account. Not to mention, you have the world's highest quality essential oil products at your fingertips, paid for. I never thought I would be doing this as a business, never in a million years. As much as I love people, I am an introvert. I don't have a huge social media following. I move too much to create a large community of people around me that I know deeply. But I am obsessed with what the products have done for our family. I love seeing how they've changed other people's lives also. I love the community that I would not have if I were not doing the Young Living business. What is the road that could be opened for you if you had residual income? I want to tell you about my personal journey with Young Living being debt free. There was a time period where I was a single mom and I was in between jobs. I knew long term, I needed to have something that would not suck all of my time, but would allow me time freedom for my family. This seemed impossible to me at the time. Because of Young Living, I've been able to buy land and build a house completely debt free. And now that house brings in residual income. Our family has been able to come back to America, buy a house, renovate it, and we were able to stay completely debt free. I have dreams of making big fat donations to some of the causes closest to my heart. And I want to be in a place financially that when God lays the next big dream on my heart, I can just do it. Let's talk about some more numbers that are in our future if you live in America. When you think about Social Security that you get at the age of 65, that amount is about $1,500 to $2,000 per individual. That sounds like a ripoff to me. There are a lot of MLMs out there and a lot of oil companies out there. I'm going to tell you why I personally love Young Living. They're over 25 years strong. Go find another company that has that behind them. We are the oldest company and the pioneers in essential oils. There are MLMs out there making products that you might not use very often. Our company serves everybody. We are reaching anyone who needs wellness or anyone who values their health. This includes every stage of life, and yes, even your pets and your home. We have consumable products, things from shampoo, household cleaner, makeup. We're a one-stop shop. If you interviewed everyone in the world and asked if they wanted to be healthy or sick, everyone would say healthy. Young Living literally has a product for every single person. They have an amazing compensation plan that is very generous. It is a perfect scenario for building a perfect business. If this all sounds good, but you're not sure if Young Living's for you, I'd suggest you do your research. For an awesome, sustainable, long-term business, here's the criteria. Make sure you look for a company that's older than 5 years, has consumable products, products that everyone can benefit from. One additional reason that I love Young Living is on top of that, we have the best, purest products. Cheaper oil companies are cheaper for a reason. If you've ever been to one of Young Living's farms, you will see how much time, effort, and money goes into harvesting a plant and turning it into an essential oil. You will see that it is impossible to have a lavender under $23. Make sure you're asking the right questions if you're looking at other oil companies. Questions like, do you do third-party testing? Do you test every single batch? Do you own your own farms? Can I visit the farms? Are they 100% transparent? Are there any rules about us coming and looking around? How many years have you been in the industry? Questions like that. Young Living does multiple testing on all of their products. First, the farm, then in Utah, where they do 36 different tests, and then they send it off to a third party. By the time it gets to your door, it has over 40 testings to make sure it passes with flying colors. The oils that don't pass the test, these are used as natural pesticide and a natural herbicide because Young Living does not spray their crops or use any toxic chemicals. If something doesn't pass inspections, then they wait for the next crop. Mother Nature doesn't always guarantee a consistent yield. Any farmer would tell you that. You don't have to build a business just in your town or even in your country. You can build this business anywhere in the world. Hong Kong, Australia, Uganda, Canada, England. Not every MLM is international based, but Young Living is. Young Living is growing plants where they're indigenous and where they're making those places better. For example, Oman is the only place where sacred frankincense is grown in the whole world. And the people of Oman have committed to only working with Young Living because Gary Young, the founder of Young Living, promised them that they would not wipe out the frankincense. We always plant new trees. In order for a frankincense tree to be distilled, it has to be over 40 years old. If you see frankincense that's under $70, it is not real. It is so hard to come across frankincense that is real and pure. The heart and the culture of this company is amazing. It's a company with heart and purpose. Gary Young said, "I do not make product for a profit. I make products for a purpose." They compensate us for sharing these amazing products. Everyone is so like-minded. Everyone is in it to help people. That's why Young Living is still around. Integrity is at the forefront of Young Living. Our company is about helping people. They've even gone as far as starting the Young Living Foundation, which helps many charities around the world. And what is even more amazing is all of the overhead costs are covered by Young Living Corporate. So this way, the Young Living Foundation can use 100% of its donations to further their work. So why did Gary and Mary go with this business model? When Young Living first started, Gary and Mary had a few key products that they put on shelves at co-ops. They started noticing that when people would walk in, they would never choose the $25 bottle of lavender when they could choose the $5 bottle. Customers were opting for the cheaper because they were not educated. Mary and Gary switched to this structure so that when people buy oils, they're buying them through a person that can mentor them and help them. From the beginning, we want to set up a model that is more like a mentor program. This is why it matters so much who you get your starter kit from. Young Living has a generous compensation plan. If you do the homework on the Young Living compensation plan, you'll see that the sky is the limit. Make sure you check out the comment section below for the most recent compensation plan from Young Living. Gary and Mary always said that their favorite time of the month was when they would look to see what their members were getting paid. This is a product and wellness-based company where people join based on wellness. In case you think everyone does the business like me, well, let me tell you this. 11% of millions of members are brand partners. The rest are customers. That is a really good sign. It means that we are a product-based company. Young Living is one of the top 10 network marketing companies in the world. To give you some perspective, there are almost 2 million in the world. We love to see people come into Young Living just because they really love the products. We're really careful about not making any product claims. The FDA does not regulate the oil or supplement industry. We can share our personal testimonies, but we want to make sure that we talk about staying above the wellness line. We want to make sure we're very compliant. Our corporate team makes sure that we're staying in the safe zone by not making product claims. You guys, nothing in life comes without hard work. This business is a lot of work, but it is the most rewarding, fun type of work. I have made some of my best friendships in my life. I've taken the coolest trips, and I've gotten so much joy out of knowing that I'm helping people reach their wellness goals. Here is the business simplified. The measure of success in Young Living is going to be different for everyone because it depends on the amount of time that you can put into it. If this is even remotely interesting to you, here's where I would recommend starting. First, use the products daily. Place an order for things that you've never tried before. If you want to know what to buy, check with the person who enrolled you, and maybe they can give you some suggestions. Make sure you are on Subscribe to Save. This is a monthly wellness box that you get to curate. So it comes complete with whatever your little heart desires. Mine often has oils, toothpaste, supplements, skincare, and of course, Ningxia. Also, make sure you grab your brand partner kit because if you love it, you have to share it. It's simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Just share from your heart. It does take consistency and creativity. Word of mouth is so powerful. You don't have to know everyone. Make a goal of helping 2 people a month grab a premium starter kit. Mentor those people and show them how to sign others up. Use the resources that your team has to also help mentor people. One sign up is all it takes for your business to really explode. Everyone has a network that you don't know. Even if you have product lovers who just share but don't want to build a business, that is okay. That can accelerate your business. Don't give up. Be consistent. It is a small minority of people who build to the highest rank in 2 years or under. One person I know bounced between star and senior star for 5 years before she started growing. This is a long-term business that takes a little time to grow. In the first few years, you may feel underpaid, but the cool thing is, even though your paycheck won't be big, you will still be becoming the healthiest version of yourself. I want to share with you some of my favorite learning resources. One of them, A 4-Year Career. There is a Young Living edition by Richard Brooke. Go check it out. Also, Adam Green has a really great book called 25 to Live. GoPro by Eric Worre. Don't forget to check out the Young Living Virtual Office. There are so many great resources under member resources. And of course, our team has a private Facebook page. Several of them, actually. We have Lifestyle Freedom, Oil Sisters, The Oil Well, Diamond Dust. If you want to know more about these, please message me. If you're feeling discouraged or on the edge of burnout, I want you to check out some of those resources above. Most importantly, reevaluate why you got into this business. Write down your why. Write it down and revisit why you wanted to start building a Young Living business. The harvest comes and your work will produce fruit. What's our goal here? It's health, wellness, and freedom. If you want this business, I want this business for you. If you want to be a product user only, that is totally fine. If you want to take the next step and you're already on my team, I would love to help you. Please reach out to me or to the person who helped you get started. And if you're not a Young Living user, let's chat. I would love to help you also. Thank you so much for hanging with me this long. It has been an honor and a privilege to share with you one of the greatest mistakes I've ever made, starting a Young Living business. This is the real deal, guys, which is why I'm so passionate about it. I hope this information has been helpful to you. Please feel free to share it with someone else that you feel like it might help. Make sure you go to find me on Instagram at Asher Talene, and please check out my website, helloasher.com. Over there, I give you some tips and tricks for how to be a healthy home dweller. You've got this.